Hello, welcome to Zatu Games. I'm Nick from Pads and Pawns, and a game I love is called Carpe Diem, which is Latin and means seize the day? Let's just say yep. This has a new version out in a lovely white box, but today I'm going to be InfoBoxing that, so opening it up, looking at the components, telling you how the game works in a very top-down kind of general view, but also comparing it to the last edition so you know what you'll be getting depending on which one you buy and the differences. Let's go take a look. Hello, I believe I'm live. Oh, hang on, got a bit of feedback. No, we're good. We are going to look at Carpe Diem. We have the second printing and the new 2021 edition. And I'm going to infobox and compare them. If you've not watched us before, an infoboxing is a unboxing with some rules explanations. The second printing was very similar to the first in terms of almost identical in terms of how the box looked. There was just some neating up on things that came out in reviews. Most noticeably, this picture here is actually the first printing where you can see these lines intersecting the rondelle that you'll move round, and they are not on the board there. In terms of art, this one is more striking, the font is nicer, but picture-wise, I mean, who cares? On the back, the art has been updated here, so you don't have the lines in the same way, but as I say, they don't appear on the board. So let's just move the old edition out the way for a minute. I'm just going to unplug my mic and plug back in. There we go. That's much better. So yeah, this is a game I love. It's a kind of drafting and tile placement game where you're building your own tableau with different various buildings, and what I really like about this is the scoring. Each round you will choose to score 2 cards, and you can only score those particular combination of cards once, and only one player can score them. So you need to aim to best fit some of these cards, and then you will do okay. So let's have a look in the box. So we have rules in different languages. We have get through to the English ones. There we go. I don't know what's going on with my mic today. And here we have looking very similar from what I remember. These might be a bit different. The wood all looks the same. I think the graphic design here is slightly neatened up. Okay. The building tiles look a bit more pronounced. Resource boards. I'm not sure we had those before. We'll see. The rules are laid out very similarly from my memory. And the different buildings you will build on your board, made up of at least 2 tiles, will give you different rewards, from gold to bread. Gold and bread can be used to fulfill objectives. You can move along the prestige bar, you can choose an extra building, and villas depend on how many chimneys they've got. So as you can see there, it'll end up something like this. So bags there, and now we get into the stuff. Yeah, I would say the graphic design does look more realistic, and there's black tiles, back tiles, and white back tiles. Now this is important because in the original printing it was a similar colour of green. In the second printing, there was dark green and light green, but now they've gone for completely different colours. I'll keep them around. There are wooden tokens, which I'm assuming are going to be the same. Discs, which I'm assuming are the same cards. We'll look at them in a minute. So, this is the board, and what you will have, depending on how it plays, is a number of scoring cards. Let's just get some of these out. Let me get rid of that plastic. So, you may have something like that, for example, but you'll have one there, one there, one there. Well, let's just put some. They're all the same because I haven't shuffled them. Let's do something like that. So after a turn, you have a choice. If you've got 3 leaves, you can go here or here, but then you will be committing to, let's put that one there, fulfill those 2 objectives too, and that is 3 buildings, and that is the amount of chimneys. And you'll be putting your disc there, so that will be covered up and taken. Some give you points and some give you tokens, prestige, bread or coins, and the order you resolve them does matter because you may get items you need to fulfill the second objective. Here is where the building tiles will be put out, 4 will be put on each one, and then on your turn you can move left or right and take a tile from that space, that depot. If you have bread, one of the uses of breads is to go to anywhere, including staying still. Along the top we have the prestige board counter, and along the bottom we have where the black tiles go. Any questions as I'm going along, do just ask. Then we have the punch board, so I'll punch out one of each type here. These frames go around the outside of your player board, like so, and then you're going to be filling in all the way around. So that's how that happens. Let's put all this stuff over here, see what we've got. So yeah, we want one of these and one of these for sure. So this is a little player board for storing. The cardboard is, I'm not going to lie, fairly flimsy there. Not the greatest card stock. It's only for putting your components on. Let's just check through these to see what we have. So you do get some game variety, because obviously at the start of the game you're going to be putting different ones of these around your board in different ways, and that will give you some points if you manage to get a building that intersects that line. So here I'd want a silver building going like that, and so on and so forth. You always start here and then you go orthogonally adjacent, and every time you cover a scroll you go up on the prestige. So let's put all the stuff I want to compare. Coins, player board, wood, cards and tiles in there, and let's get the older game up and see if that little expansion I've got is compatible with the new one. I think it will be, but we'll see. So rules, again, very similar. Yeah, just been neatened up with the new graphics. Oh, I put them in bags. How very good of me. So one of these, whichever one I decide not to keep, will be going to my friend for his birthday. I haven't told him yet. It's a late present anyway. So in here we have, I imagine, the dark green, which are now black. So you can see that was the difference in the second printing. Not too much of a problem really, you can tell those apart, but now they're black and white. And if we look at the buildings, we can see that the coin one is now a marketplace, doesn't have the yellow fire on top. It looks better on that one, I think. Let's get a few out and have a look. Yeah, the buildings just look generally more 3D. So there's the old brown building there, and there's the new one. The chicken. Oh, that's the exact same tile there. So you can see the chicken, hen, and the onion farms are updated, and less. You can't really see on this, but these chickens are definitely more realistic than the new ones. The water is definitely more looking like what it is, so slightly less abstracted there. So there is that. So that's the card. We've got all these, which again, just a nice graphic update there to fit the new stuff with the trees and a bit less rubbish. Not rubbish, basic. So they are the same quality. Those are the scorecards in there. So again, not a huge amount of difference on the scorecards, but again, the graphics is just nicer and clearly fits with what you're building. Those are actually the waterfall cards, which are scoring cards during the game, which must be in there. There are points cards. You track your points with cards in this game, because you can lose points quite easily if you don't fulfill an objective. And obviously you can see there the numbers are much more clearly delineated, and the fountain cards are at the back, so we'll just open that. Just compare directly. So there we go. There's the exact same card as the other one. So bang. It might just be because this is newer, but it does feel a little bit thicker. But that could just be because it's new, not been shuffled through, and all that jazz. Okay, bread tokens. Again, just the same. All that one has got a little bit of rippage there when I punched it out. The same upgrade to the graphics essentially there. So that's, I'm assuming the coins are going to be the same. Yeah. So there's that. Sidebars. We did have resource boards. Okay. These are definitely different. Now I've got them both in hand, they feel the same flimsiness, so maybe I'm being a bit harsh. They just give you an overview of the ways of scoring and what each building does. And here you have an overview of the resources. Here you just have a basket or a nest for your resources. Points have all stayed the same. And that is about it, apart from the main board, which is in there. And these are not going to change much, are they? Components going everywhere. Get out of my way, cards. So which do you think I should keep and which should I give to my friend as a birthday? I've got him another birthday present as well. So that's the old board, that's the new board. Again, just cleaned up, new design, less icon-y and more kind of icon-y. I know what I mean. So this is the old board. Does the same job. The numbers are all the same. But again, it's just a case of stuff being cleaned up, made look more interesting and more graphically clear. So which should you get? Well, Zatu actually have both on their website, and Carpe Diem 2021 is actually cheaper at $24.99, but it is listed as Carpe Diem 2. So if you can't find it, that's why. Obviously, someone's missed out the fact that it was a date, not an actual sequel. Game-wise, it is exactly the same. You've seen the same components. Whichever you get, you're going to be able to play the game. I managed to get hold of a little expansion, and that is just going to go straight in there now. It will fit with it. It's got the little tokens that you get whenever you claim one of these, and you just add them up to the board there with no problems. So yeah, I'm going to utilise my own bags again for the tiles, because that's just a nice cleaner way for me to do it. But yeah, I would recommend the new printing. I think it's nicer in terms of graphics. There's no discernible change in terms of components. The wood components are exactly the same, and I think this has the nicest graphic design and potentially slightly nicer cards. That is a Carpe Diem InfoBoxing and comparison. Do join us at 8 PM tonight when we have 5 of our guests joining us to play Skull on Board Game Arena. Should be a lot of fun. See you then. Bye. Thanks for watching another Zatu video. Do remember to hit like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. If you want more content from us, we are also on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram and TikTok. We stream live on Twitch on Mondays lunchtimes from 12 PM. That's a solo board game. And we stream live from 9 PM on Fridays playing some video games. On Wednesdays from 8 PM on Facebook is our weekly live show. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again next time.